My friends, how are you? How's everyone doing? How is everyone enjoying their day? I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I greatly appreciate it. I am your host, Eric Thompson. I am president of Ninja Coaching, and all of you are here for this webinar called TSW Take Action. We had a tremendous response to this webinar. We have people tuning in from all over the Ninja Nation, and we are just incredibly grateful for that. I can promise you we are going to have an on-purpose hour together. This will be full of takeaways, proven takeaways. Of course, that's the case because we're all ninjas. I also promise you we are going to have some fun together. So again, thank you so much for being here. So let me ask a question. Okay, let's start with the question. Who's ready to take action? Like who's ready to take action? Who is saying yes right now? Now is the time. Right now is the time. One thing I'll share with you that's interesting from all the interactions that I'm lucky enough to have with so many ninjas in the Ninja Nation, those that are having incredible success, those that are having this amazing transformation, those that are seeing remarkable results. What they say frequently, like a common phrase that they use is, you know what, I decided. I finally decided to take action. I finally decided this was my time. I finally decided I was going to commit. So all of you have made a decision to be here. And I just want to commend you for that. I just want to pay my respect to you. I just want to say I appreciate your commitment. You made a decision to be here. You responded to something called take action because you want to do what? You want to take action. So in just a minute or so, I will share my screen and we're going to go through a PowerPoint I put together for you. We're going to give you lots of takeaways and I'll share with you right up front. Hey, you're in the right place. You're in exactly the right place if you find yourself making a renewed commitment to this. Okay, so if you find yourself leveling up your commitment to ninja selling because you're making a renewed commitment to yourself and to your life and in your business and your loved ones and your clients and in your future, right? You're making a renewed commitment to that. And because of that, you're saying, you know what, I'm going to renew my commitment. I'm going to level up my commitment to the ninja selling system. So if that's you, guess what? You landed in exactly the right spot. If you're saying, you know what, I'm tired of some of the ups and downs. I'm tired of chasing things that don't work. I'm tired of shiny objects. I'm tired of feeling frustrated or pulled in different directions. I'm tired of not being in a high positive mindset. You're in a great spot. Okay, we want to help you out with that. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you a process to get ninja embedded into your life, all right? Not just in your business, but get it embedded into your life. I want to show you a really simple, broken down, step-by-step process to help you do that because we want you to do that, okay? We want you to have the result that you want. Our mission in Ninja Selling is to help you go from the life you have to the life you dream about. So that is definitely what today is about, okay? So I'm going to teach you that process. A lot of you are here because you're curious about the Ninja Coaching community. You've heard about it and you want to know how does that work? What's that like? What's included with that? We'll get to that. I'm going to share that with you toward the end of our time together. But we're going to start with some takeaways, okay? And so the way that we're going to do that, my friends, the way we're going to do that is with this PowerPoint. And I can see that there's a lot of activity in the chat, which I love. You're all saying hi to each other. That's fantastic. And so let's go. Okay, you guys ready to roll up your sleeves? Ready to take action? You have your pen and pad handy. You're going to be taking some notes, and we're going to dive in. So let's dive in. So what do we know right up front? You know this already. The system what? The system works as long as you work the system. So you're committing to take action. So you're here because you already know the system works and you're here because you want to take action. You want to work the system. So the system works. We have fun sharing stories, right? Sharing stories of other ninjas so that you're inspired, motivated, so that you say, oh my gosh, if they can do it, I can do it too. We always tell stories of people with just really great down-to-earth personalities, who are getting extraordinary results, so you can find yourself relating to them. You can relate to Adam, all right? So Adam Sobel, you need to know his story real quick. If you listen to the podcast, we just told his story. So Adam is a ninja who last November found out that his wife was pregnant in due July 2025. He said, I want to make my whole year's goal by July. I want to make my whole year's goal, a 12 months worth of a goal by the time the baby is born in July, because I want to spend time with the baby. And I don't know how things might go with the pregnancy, with the delivery. I want to be there. And you know what? He did it. And the way he did it, he said, I just doubled down. I doubled down and I hit my goal in 7 months. So the system works. Gosh, the system really works when you double down, but you don't even have to double down. You can just work the system and get these remarkable results. Okay, so the business, this real estate business that we're in, this is my 31st year in real estate. More importantly, my 21st year as a ninja. There are two parts to the business. What's part number one? Part number one is doing the business. So that's working with a buyer and showing their properties and explaining the market to them and walking them through the buyer process. It's working with the seller and having things like the listing consultation and walking them through what's happening with the market and helping them to make a good decision on pricing and helping them get to home plate through all the negotiations, through inspection, et cetera. That's all doing the business. Okay, all of you are terrific at doing the business. You give so much great care to your clients. And the other part is generating the business. So those are the systems processes that we have in place to attract clients to us. Of the two, which one is more challenging? Which one can be more difficult, especially in the last, say, 3 years? Which one is more challenging? And what we all know is number two is more challenging. Not that number one is easy by any means. Only a pro like you can do it at the level that you do it when it comes to number one. But number two can be a challenge, especially given how things have changed in the last few years. So we need to have a system that works. So what's true about both of these, number one and number two, all they are is just a commitment to a process. Like that's all they are. It's just a commitment to a process. So you're great at number one because you commit to a process. You are going to see results of number two because you commit to a process. Are you with me on that? And you already know how to commit to a process. You're already good at that. So you're just going to commit to a process. By the way, it's called the Ninja 9. We're going to walk through that. That's what's going to create number two for you. That's what's going to generate the business. So the Ninja 9, you've at least heard of the Ninja 9. Okay, so the Ninja 9 are our success habits. We said there are 5 daily habits and 4 weekly habits that make up the Ninja 9. Where does this come from? Well, it comes from the fact that ninja selling is now 31 years old. And for 31 years, we've been studying, tracking, measuring, observing, researching people who get terrific results, people who have very fulfilling businesses, very fulfilling lives. And we say, what is it that they do? Well, it turns out what they have in common, those that have the success that a lot of people want to have, is these 9 things. So these are proven strategies, they're proven approaches, they're proven habits. So the good news for you is that we've figured it out. All right, we know it works. The good news for you is they're not 90 habits, they're only 9. And the good news for you is that they're really simple, straightforward, easy to follow, and we're going to help you with that today. So what we say about ninja selling, it's a user-friendly selling system. So it's user-friendly because it never puts you in a position of having to pursue, and it never puts the client in a position of feeling pressure. So that's why it's user-friendly. And that sounds good, right? We're all on board with that. None of us want to pursue, and none of us want to put our clients in a position of feeling pressure. So that's why it's user-friendly. And we also say with these habits, with Ninja overall, and especially with the 9 habits specifically, they're easy to do and they're easy not to do. So let's just be aware of that going in, okay? So these are going to be easy to do, but we also can find ourselves getting into a habit and all of a sudden they're easy not to do. And it's day after day, time after time, week after week, where we're not doing the habits, we've fallen off track because they're also easy not to do. So you're here because you want to do that, right? You're here because you want to take action. So if you've fallen off track in any way, that's okay. Okay, we're gonna let ourselves off the hook about that. All right, we're gonna have some great self-compassion. We're not gonna give ourselves a hard time and say, okay, I haven't been doing these activities, these actions to the level that I could, and today's a new day. Okay, we're starting fresh. All right, so who's with me on wanting to start fresh today? Let's do that. Let's take action. Okay, so these are habits. Okay, so 9 success habits. So Aristotle, it's fun to cite ancient philosophers. Aristotle said that we become what we do repeatedly. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, it's a habit. So it's not one single act. It's a habit. It's a series of little things. We know about the slight edge. We know about how small decisions compound. So these Ninja 9 habits, they compound over time. And what we need to keep doing is what? We need to keep going, right? We need to keep going because it's a habit. So we're gonna make these a habit. It typically takes 30 days for us to feel like and realize that these are habits. So we're gonna hang in there for these 30 days. We're gonna make them a habit because that's how we achieve the type of excellence that we would like to achieve. So is it okay with you if we do a recap of the Ninja 9? All right, let's do a refresher. Let's just walk through what they are before we look at how to embed them into your business, into your life. Let's do a recap of what they are and also why they're so effective, why they're part of our Ninja 9 success habits in the first place. So would that be okay with you? I'm guessing that it's okay. So habit number one, what a great habit. Habit number one, the way that we're going to start our day, we're going to start our day with our affirmations and our gratitudes. Okay, so for most of us, we're writing these down. So the act of writing it down, writing down what we affirm, writing down what we're grateful for, what does that do? It puts us into a high positive mindset. And that's the performance type of mindset. That's where the best results are achieved, is when we're in that positive mindset. The thing that puts us there is gratitude, it's affirmation. You can also include with that some positive reading. If you were to read 10 minutes a day, you can finish 10 books a year. Okay, so you can also include that. You can also review your life list, right? All those types of activities, it shifts us into that high positive mindset. Have you heard the expression that says, you can't have new things coming into your life until you're already grateful for the things that you already have? So if we do want to have more in our life, more of whatever it is, let's start with being grateful for what we have today, and not feeling a sense of scarcity on what we don't have. We're going to be really grateful for what we do have. We're now all at once we're feeling abundant, or we're feeling positive. We're going to start our day with gratitudes and affirmations, and we're going to write those down every day. That's habit number one. I'm guessing that you can do that. Habit number two is a really straightforward, simple habit. Habit number two is really more about what you're not going to do as opposed to having to do something. Habit number two is called show up. All right, show up and stay on your agenda is habit number two. And all that means is you're going to do habit number one and even habit number 3 and 4 and 5 before you are digging into your email, and before you're really like diving into social media, and before you are opening up the opportunity to get pulled off track. What are you going to do is you're going to show up and stay on your agenda. The reason why is it's your agenda. Your agenda is to move your business and life forward, right? So that other people can benefit, so that your family and friends can benefit, so your clients can benefit. So it's the things that are on our agenda that cause us to do that. So on our agenda, hopefully, is moving your mindset to a high positive place. So that's on your agenda. So you're going to do that first before your email. So is your email a place that puts you in a high positive mindset? Usually not. Like sometimes we get some really great emails that can do that, but typically not email, but typically yes, gratitudes and affirmations, right? We're going to do that first. We're going to write our handwritten notes first. We're going to look at our hot and warm list first before we are diving into email and social media. Okay, so we're going to stay on our agenda. And also what that means is that we're going to time block, right? We're saying that these things on our agenda are so important that they deserve to be in my calendar. I heard someone say once, Show me your checkbook. This is kind of a back in the day expression. Show me your checkbook and show me your calendar, and I'll show you the kind of life that you're having, right? So when you look at where people are investing their dollars and where they're investing their time, that shows you what they're committed to, and that can give you some clues as to the results that they're getting. So we're going to get things that are on our agenda into our calendar. We're going to go through today a time blocking exercise that will definitely be helpful for you. Habit number 3 is also really simple, easy to do, also easy not to do. It's easy to write 2 handwritten notes a day. So you're gonna make this easy on yourself. You're gonna have a stack of cards right there on your desk. That's what I do. I have them right there on my desk. I have the envelopes right there. I have the stamps handy and ready to go. I'm never searching and looking and fumbling around for that. I make it so easy on myself. Make it easy on yourself. Write 2 handwritten notes a day. It can make someone's day. So a note that says thank you, a note that says congratulations, a note that says I was thinking of you, can make someone's day. It's the first thing we open in the mail, right? A lot of us, hopefully all of you, I know at least a lot of you have received notes from other ninjas. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that a great feeling? I'm going to show you an example. I know that it's the writing might be kind of small on the screen. This is a note that one of our ninjas, Alan Siegler, received. He was on a podcast recently, and he got a thank you note from someone else who heard him on the podcast, and he just reached out with this note. Alan sent this to me. He said, "Hey, Eric, I want you to see this note because it just made my day. Isn't it awesome?" So this gentleman says, "Alan, thank you for sharing your story on the podcast. Um, as a newer agent that has tried juggling a career in graphic design and real estate, your message about taking the lid off really spoke to me, and you inspired me to go all in on real estate." And he goes on. And so when you get a card like that, it can make your day. When you can send someone a card like that, it can make your day. So make someone's day. Write 2 notes a day. Make 2 people's day in a day. Right? Write handwritten notes from your heart. It can really make an incredible difference. That was habit number 3. How are we doing so far? I mean, pretty easy so far. So far, we're writing down our gratitudes. We're writing down our affirmations. We're not opening up our email. We've written 2 handwritten notes. The next thing we want to do is we want to review our hot list. Okay, so we want to review the names on our hot list. The way to describe people on a hot list, all credit goes to Peter Parnig for this description. I think it really makes the point. Someone is on the hot list if they're in the game. Okay, so if they're in the game of real estate, they're not on the sidelines, they are in the game, right? They're actively thinking about it. They're actively getting their property ready to sell. They're actively searching for property or actively getting ready to search for property. They're talking to a lender. They're in the game. So if they're in the game, they're on your hot list. And what you do with people on your hot list as you review your list, you don't just look at the list. You ask yourself these 2 questions when you look at the list. Who's ready to write a contract? Could be a purchase agreement, could be a listing agreement. Who's ready to do that? And what is their next step? What is the next step that they would take on their path to write that agreement, right? To write that purchase agreement or write that listing agreement. Okay, so those are the 2 questions as you go through that list. And then what do? Now you have clarity as to what needs to happen next and how you can help that person to move down the path. Who's ready to write a contract? What is their next step? So that's habit number 4. Habit number 5 goes right along with number 4, and that's to review your warm list. So who's on the warm list? Those are the people on the sidelines. Okay, so they're not in the game yet. They're on the sidelines. And typically what's happening with someone on a warm list is they're waiting. And what they're waiting for, quite frequently, they're waiting for clarity. They're waiting for some clarity to appear about something. It might be clarity about the market. It might be clarity about something like a job promotion or a relocation. It might be clarity about something related to their family. They're waiting for clarity. It might be that they're waiting for clarity on a type of property. They're waiting for clarity on something that's going to give them the green light to move forward. So a really effective exercise when you look at people that are on your warm list is to think, what is the piece of clarity that would help them to move forward? And is that something that I can help them with? For instance, if they really need some clarity about the market, if they're sitting on the sideline because they're skeptical, they're worried, they're wondering about the market. How can I help them to have more clarity, more confidence about the market? That's just an example. So what's the piece of clarity that they need? Quite often they're ending up on the warm list because they're going through life change. And so what we coach in Ninja Coaching, what we teach in Ninja Selling is to have 20% of your database, 20% of your sphere on your warm list, because at least 20% of those people are going through something, some kind of change related to their forward. Okay, there's some sort of change going on with their family, occupation, recreation, dreams. So when you notice that change, when you hear about that change, when they tell you about that change, put them on the warm list. And all you do then is you just dial up the frequency of interaction. You dial up the attention you pay to them. You dial up the things you're thinking about as ways to provide value to them. Okay, so we have our hot list, we have our warm list. We know the questions that we're asking as we go through them. We know what we're thinking about when we look at the hot and warm list. Good so far? Is this helpful so far? Hopefully it is. Number 6, another really easy habit. You're gonna make your client service calls. Sometimes you hear us call them your customer service calls. So those are you reaching out to your clients on a regular basis. We encourage you to have a set day each week. Maybe for you it's Monday, it could be Tuesday, it could be Friday, whatever it is. But make that a set day so that you can communicate to your client when you first start working with them that they can expect to hear from you every Monday or every Tuesday or every Friday. You say, hey, absolutely, there'll be opportunities where we're talking throughout the week, and you're welcome to contact me throughout the week. Just know this, you are going to hear from me every single Monday. I'm going to give you an update. Even if there isn't a lot of news to share, I'm still going to provide an update to you, okay? So that's your client service calls. So your client service calls are a terrific way. It's a wonderful way, obviously, of course, to serve your client. A common complaint that real estate consumers have is poor communication from their realtor, right? So we as ninjas, of course, we play a different game, right? We have an elevated game. We have an elevated standard when it comes to communication, but it's a common thing, unfortunately, that happens in our industry where the client is not hearing from their realtor. So we're going to be the opposite of that. We're really going to stand out with our terrific communication. So we call not just our active clients. I think that's the more straightforward one. We also call people who we've recently helped. Okay, so if there was a buyer that you recently helped and we're calling to check in on them or to ask them, how's the house? Are you unpacked yet? Do you have your pictures hung up on the wall yet? Is there anything I can do for you? Is everything in the home okay? Is everything working properly, right? And we're never scared to ask that question because we can help them with that. We can help connect them to vendors and resources to help with that. But we want to stay in tune with those people. Here's the thing: people who are active and people who have recently closed, they are having all kinds of real estate conversations, right? With their friends and family. Their friends and family are asking them, hey, how's the house? How'd that go? How's the transaction going? Even they're asking, how's your realtor? How are they doing for you? And when they can say back, oh my gosh, they're amazing. I hear from them all the time. They're so good at communication. I just so appreciate them and what they do for me. They're so on top of it. That's a really good thing. So these people are a terrific source of referrals because the reticular activating system is open to real estate. And again, they're having all kinds of real estate conversations. So that's why we're so committed to these client service calls. Also, we're going to be checking in with people who have recently sent us a referral to let them know how things are going. We don't want to have them thinking, well, gosh, I wonder whatever happened with that, because that will make them less likely to refer us in the future. So we want to be keeping our referral partners, our referral sources updated. A really important point with all of these calls is to follow the 5-step calling process, which you learn in Ninja. You know this already. It's very simple because step 1 is hello, but step 2 is asking a forward question, right? So it's asking about their family, how things are going at work. What are they doing for fun? What plans do they have for the future? And then the reason for the call is the update. That's step 3. Step 4 is another forward question. So it's in those forward questions that we uncover the opportunity. It's in those forward questions that we enhance the relationship, and that's what increases the odds of referral. So when it's just strictly, purely just an update, it can feel kind of cold. So we don't do that. We commit to the 5-step calling process. Step 7, habit number 7, is to schedule 2 live real estate reviews every week. There's really no better way to position yourself as a proactive, trusted advisor than to offer a real estate review to your client. You hear us talk about this a lot, okay? You've heard us get on our soapbox about real estate reviews. And the reason why we do is, along with habit number 8, habit number 7 is the single best strategy that we see when we are following our ninja coaching clients and those who are having the very best success. When we hear the stories from you, from the Ninja Nation, and we dig in, what are you doing? The real estate reviews absolutely work. We believe in them so much. Inside of our coaching community right now, we're doing a month-long real estate review challenge. Every single week, we're tracking progress and doing prizes and celebrating success real estate reviews. So if you haven't done them yet, and today is your day to recommit to real estate reviews every single week. It absolutely moves the needle. It absolutely makes a huge impact, and your clients love it. They love being kept up to speed as to what's happening with their property. Habit number 8. Is you having 50 live conversations, 50 live interviews. We call them interviews because we ask questions, right? They're not sales calls because we're not pushing, right? We're never pursuing. We're just asking questions. What kinds of questions? Forward questions. So we get asked a lot. So what counts as a live interview? Do I have to talk about real estate? No, you don't. You need to talk about their life. You need to ask them a question. You don't need to talk about, you need to ask, and we need to have them talk about. So you're asking questions about their Ford. They are talking about those things. And what are we doing then? We're listening. So we ask 4 questions. We listen for change. Okay, so we listen for change in Ford, because what do we do if there's change in Ford? We put them onto our warm list. Okay, so they go on the warm list if there's change in Ford. We're also listening for opportunities to add value, right? So maybe as they're talking, there may be a chance to offer some sort of, would it be helpful if, they have something going on in their life. Hey, would it be helpful if I connected you to this other person who I think maybe can help you with that? It would be helpful if I sent you some information about that. I have a great article about that. I have a resource about that. I have a checklist about that. Would that be helpful for you? So we're listening for chances to say, would it be helpful if, and we're listening for change. Really simple, 50 live interviews. Let your calendar drive your calls, okay? Again, these are not sales calls, these are interviews. So what would happen if you're calling to wish someone a happy birthday, a happy anniversary of their purchase? We like to call that a home anniversary. How about their wedding anniversary? How about those client service calls in a real estate review? Follow-up calls, see, all of those count. So if you were to mail a real estate review and then follow up on the phone, that counts toward your 50. When you're doing your client service calls, that counts toward your 50. When you're reaching out to people who have sent you a referral in the past, that counts toward your 50. When you bump into someone at Starbucks, at the grocery store, if you have children, you're at school drop-off, you strike up a conversation. If you're at the game, over the weekend, if you're at church, at Rotary, in a certain club, at the backyard barbecue, at the Halloween party that's coming, whatever it is, right? Those all count, just as long as you ask 4 questions. You're having more than you think, and what you need to do is record them, right? So we want you to write them down. Who'd you talk to, and what's the change that you heard? And if you were to do that every week, you're going to see that you're having many more conversations than you thought. And you'll see all the chances to then reconnect with people down the road based on what they told you in that forward conversation. Okay, number 9, this is the last habit. See how easy this is? Number 9 is that each week you want to commit time, you want to block time to make sure your database is updated, and you also are looking for and thinking about property matches. So your database is never a project that's done, right? It's not something that gets completed. I'm thinking about the times I've helped my kids build furniture for their room, right? We go to IKEA, and we get the little desk that's going to go in their bedroom, and we'll work together on building the desk, and then it's done. And that's such a good feeling when it's done, when you get the IKEA desk done. Well, the thing with the database is never done, and that's okay. That's a good thing. It's more like a garden, right? So you're constantly tending the garden, right? You're planting seeds. You're even pulling weeds out of the garden. And so to make that happen, we need to commit time every week to keep it updated. You met someone new, we're going to add them to the database. Someone you just completely fallen out of contact with someone, and you're not thinking that you really want them in your database anymore. Well, let's go ahead and let's take them out. Let's make sure our database always feels fresh and always feels healthy. It feels healthy because we pay a lot of attention to it. So that's habit number 9. And that's another one that's time blocked. So those are the 9. Okay, those are the 9. So what do we say about these habits? We focus on activity. So we focus on activity, and we let the results, we let the production take care of itself. We can between activity and results, between activity and production, which of those can we control? Which of those can we manage? Are we in charge of? We're only in charge of activity. So we're going to go all in on activity. Here's the thing. We commonly get so hung up on the result that we want, the result that we don't have. And we overly focus on that. And what we know is what we focus on expands. What if instead we focused on activities? And it's much more empowering when we do that. It feels a lot better to focus on activity because we have complete control over that. You say, okay, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to double down like Adam did. I told you about Adam at the beginning of our time together. I'm going to double down. I'm all in on that so that I can get the result that I want, so that I increase the odds of getting that result. But I can't control the result. So I'm detached to that outcome, but I am attached to the activities that I'm going to take. Mike DePalma has become kind of famous. And Mike is a terrific ninja. He is a great guy. He's like the most down-to-earth, rock solid guy you've ever met. He's in New Jersey. He had a podcast with us that just blew up, and he's got this great personality, kind of a fun sense of humor. And I love what he says about the Ninja 9. Mike says, you know what? I just can't find any evidence that the Ninja 9 doesn't work. Like it just keeps working. So I guess it doesn't not work, right? It doesn't, right? Double negative in there on purpose. I can't find any evidence that the Ninja 9 doesn't work. His business has exploded. He's on this amazing trajectory, and he has all kinds of free time. He has lunch with his wife pretty much every day. He's home at 5 pretty much every day. Why? Because he just follows the Ninja 9. And again, just the most down-to-earth person ever. If Mike can do it, you can do it. Okay, so here we go. This is an important slide. We know the system works, so we need to make the system work. And what I mean by that is we're going to make this easy. So I'm going to give you 5 steps on how to make the Ninja 9 easy, right? And how to get it embedded into your life, into your business. It takes these 5 steps to make the system work. With anything that can feel big, that might feel overwhelming, that might feel daunting, that might feel like a lot. So just in case you find yourself or have ever found yourself, as you think about those activities, saying, oh my gosh, I don't know, how can I ever get that done? That seems like a lot. Well, anytime you're having that kind of a thought, what's helpful is to break it down. So the way to eat an elephant is what? Is through one bite at a time. Okay, so we're gonna eat this elephant one bite at a time. So step 1 of the 5 steps is you're gonna break this into small pieces, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we're gonna break it into small pieces. Step 2, once we've broken it into small pieces, we're going to install those small pieces into our schedule, into our routine. Now, a lot of this, if we're showing up, if we have intentionality, if we are paying attention, a lot of this happens organically. Okay, so the 50 Live is a great example of that. When we show up, with intention, when to any kind of a social gathering, any time where we're going to meet other people, if we're tuned in, if we're aware, if we're open to that, then a lot of the 50 will just happen organically. And there are pieces that we're going to easily install into our schedule. So that would be step number 2. Step number 3, once they're in our schedule, we need to make sure we're tracking our progress. We need to show ourselves that we're doing it. And sometimes you even have someone else that you're showing that you're doing it. So we need to track our progress. Okay, we need it maybe as simple as we're making little tick marks, chicken scratches, right? They're called to show that yes, we're making progress. So that then you are giving yourself feedback. You're telling yourself that you're someone who follows through, because you're saying, look at the little tick marks that I'm making. Yes, I'm making progress. Step 4, even better, like you want to put a turbocharger in all this, you gamify it, right? Make it a game, make it fun, have some prizes. A lot of you are really competitive, so find ways to do that. I'm gonna gamify this, right? I'm gonna pull some people in with me. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna make this a game that really elevates the chance and the odds that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna gamify it. And then number 5, and not number 5 in terms of importance, happens to be number 5 on this list. What is so important is that you attach the activities to your why. You need to be so clear about why you're doing this in the first place, because there will be times that you don't want to do it. There'll be times you don't feel like doing a real estate review. You don't feel like having 50 live interviews in a week, but you'll say to yourself, well, I know why I'm doing that. I'm so clear about why I'm doing this, because I have this big dream of mine in the future. There's a future version of me I want to realize. There's this big goal that I have for me or for my family, for my loved ones, whatever it is. There's something that I want to have happen in the future. So I'm willing to do the work, right? I'm willing to do these activities because it's going to get me to there. Okay, so now let's look at each of these in detail. So breaking into small pieces is really simple. Okay, so again, the first way we break the 9 apart, 5 are daily, 4 weekly. Did you know the 5 daily habits only take like 15 to 30 minutes a day? I mean, let's call it 30 on the high end. It only takes 30 minutes a day to sit down, write your gratitudes and your affirmations, to do your handwritten notes. Again, habit number 2 is about what you're not doing. So habit number 2 takes exactly 0 time. It takes no time to not open your email. Okay, so we're taking just a handful of minutes to write our gratitudes or affirmations. We might also have some reading, some positive reading, right? We may look at our life list. Then we're going to do habit 3. We're going to write our handwritten notes. Then we're going to focus on our hot list and our warm list, ask those questions. We've done those 5 habits in 30 minutes. We've done those 5 habits in 30 minutes. That now we can go look at our email and our social media, but we've primed the pump. We got our mindset right? We got our head in the right place. And then the other habits, they only take 2 to 4 hours a week, right? And then, hey, let's call it 4. So if we did 30 minutes a day times 5, that's 2.5 hours. And then plus another 4 hours, that's 6.5 hours. So 6.5 hours for the Ninja 9. Then you have many other hours, right? On the order of 32, 33 more hours if you're only working 40 hours a week for all the other things, personal obligations, showing property, meeting with clients, learning the market, going to sales meetings, et cetera. Okay, so we're going to break this into small pieces. It's really easy. So then step 2 is we're going to get it into our schedule. Okay, so we're going to install it into our schedule. So 30 minutes for your morning routine. Okay, so you want 30 minutes in your schedule. So if I were to look at your schedule, what I would hope to see, if you were to show me your schedule on a screen, let's pretend you and I are on a coaching call together, and I say, hey, let's look at your schedule. What I would hope to see is 30 minutes blocked in there every morning for habits 1 through 5. Like there it is. Okay, great. You have that time set aside. You have that time blocked. I know that's important to you because it's living in your schedule. Then you're going to have 60 minutes for habits 7 and 9. Hang in there with me on this. 60 minutes in 1 week to do the real estate reviews and also update your database. Why together? Well, when you're doing your real estate reviews, it's quite likely you're going to be in your database. You're thinking about your database. You're going through your database. Maybe thinking about who's appropriate to receive a real estate review. Okay, so you work on those 2 real estate reviews, you get those done in that hour, and at the same time, gosh, you're already there in your database. This is when I'm gonna go do my update. So I have the stack of business cards from that networking event I attended. I'm gonna get my database updated. I know I've been thinking about this certain person. I really shouldn't be in my database anymore. I'm gonna delete them. I got some updated contact records. Finally got a cell phone number for the certain person. Finally got an email for the certain person. I'm gonna do that. Just do all that at the same time, right? So you have that hour, and then what you want to do is make sure that you time block your flow. This is going to look different for each one of you. Everyone does their flow different, their live flow different. Some of you really love having live lunches and coffees in the week. Some of you like setting aside that time in your calendar, that hours of power, right? When you're reaching out, where you're making those phone calls. You're certainly scheduling your client service calls, so that would be a part of that 4th bullet point here on the screen, right? You're blocking that time. So just make sure your flow is time blocked. So the way to get to your 50 live is to make sure it's in your schedule. Some people like the idea of just making like five calls a day, knowing that there's going to be 25 other organic conversations that happen throughout the week. Make it really, really easy on yourself. Okay, so that's step 2. We're going to get it installed into our schedule. Step 3 is to track it. Tracking can be, again, it's as easy as just making tick marks. I'm going to show you a fun way to track it here in a minute. But this is a really fascinating quote, and I've watched this firsthand from being involved in coaching for so long. Research has shown that all forms of human motivation, out of all forms, the most effective one is progress. So it's the idea of small wins. When you see that you're getting these small wins, so it's small win after small win after small win after small win, how does that feel? It feels amazing, right? So motivating, right? Because you're making that progress. You're like, whoa, look at me go. Look at me being the person that follows through on commitments that I make to myself. Look at me doing the things that I promised myself I would do. I'm doing it. So that becomes like this incredibly attractive thing for yourself that you just want to keep going. Okay, so the way to do that is by tracking your progress, because then you're seeing those small wins. So a lot of you do that through the Ninja Planner. The Ninja Planner is a great way to do that. It's a way to track activity, right? You're just checking boxes. Gosh, you could make an easy one yourself. You could make just an easy checklist. Just map out just list the 9 items, and then just put a check mark next to each one as you do it. Lots of really simple ways to do it, but what you need to do is actually track it. Okay, so you need to track these activities. So I'm going to show you a fun way. I'm going to give you a fun idea how to both track and gamify. So if you remember, step 4 is to gamify. And this is something that we just came up with. This is a brand new tool that we have inside of our Ninja coaching community. So we have a lot of community members on right now. You're seeing this for the first time. We just came up with this. This is now, it's living in the community in your TSW toolkit. But anyone can, use this idea. You may just take a picture of this right now with your phone. You may want to do something similar. But this is called TSW Bingo. How fun is this? So the goal every week is to get a blackout. Okay, so you know about blackout and bingo. It's where you have every single spot covered. So like for the 50 live, there are 5 boxes that say 10 live interviews. So for every 10, you get to block out that box. Okay, so there are 5 boxes that say gratitudes and affirmations. So because we're doing that every single morning, right? And also notes. So every single morning you do gratitudes, affirmations, notes. We also include some fun things like market research, going to a sales meeting or practice group. But this is just an idea just to show you that this can be both fun and a really effective way to track all kinds of ways to do it. But what's most important is that you actually that you actually do it. Okay, so we want you to do it. Last step is to attach your activities to your why, right? So make sure that your why is attached to your activities. Make sure you know why you're doing these things in the first place. So a fun way to think about your why is with Ford. What is it you want to achieve and realize in your life related to your family? What is it you want them to have? in terms of material things or experiences? What are things you want to have happen in your real estate profession? If you could wave your magic wand, what are things that you dream about? Maybe for things related to fun or just other dreams that you have, right? What do you dream about? And it might be related to giving back, right? You want to be a person who just is giving back. There's a really important charity to you, and that's why you do it. So have at least one, right? Have at least one really compelling reason why you're going to do these things, because what we know is, because we're human beings, there will be days that we just don't feel like doing it. And what's going to keep us going is that we have a why. We have a really clear, compelling why. So again, this is how to make the system work. It's with these 5 steps. We're going to break into small pieces. We're going to get it in those small pieces into our schedule. We're going to track progress on those small pieces. We're going to make it fun. We're going to find a way to gamify it. And we'll be so clear about why we're doing it in the first place. So that's how you make the system work. April Myers. This is a preview of an upcoming podcast. I just interviewed her this week. Incredible ninja in Washington, D.C., which has had some challenges as a real estate market this year. She's going to be up this year 20% compared to last year in a market that's not at all up 20%, in a market that's really challenging, especially challenging for her. And she shared this story in the podcast. Her husband, about a year ago, last November, had a seizure. He's fine now, thank goodness, but that meant he couldn't drive for almost a year. They have a small child. They have a 7-year-old boy. So that meant that April, not only was she having to maintain and more than maintain her real estate business, she's now having to drive everywhere for everything, right? Lots of places to go when you have a 7-year-old boy. And what she says, I just used the time I did have really well. That's how we did. I said, how'd you do it, April? How are you going to finish this year 20% up over last year, given all these things, a tough market, a tough personal situation? How'd you do it? She said, I just used the time I did have really well. So all of you have a certain amount of time, and what's the key? Just use it really well, right? Just use it really well. So you don't have to do everything. You do have to do something, right? You don't have to do everything. You have to do something. So what does the system do? The system works. We know the system works as long as you work the system. Okay, so one of the most effective things you can do, according to James Clear, you guys know about the book Atomic Habits. One of the most effective things you can do is to join a culture where your desired behavior and identity is the norm. If you can immerse yourself in an environment where doing the Ninja 9 is expected, where achieving and realizing your life goals is expected, it's the norm. Taking care of our clients in a certain way, it's the norm. That's why you've been attracted to the Ninja Nation overall. And this also relates to, and by the way, we know that alone is hard. Like doing this alone is really hard, right? As opposed to being in an environment, being in a culture. It's almost impossible to do this all by yourself. So if it's okay with you, I want to tell you about a community that you can join. Okay, so you're invited to join the Ninja Coaching community. So if it's all right with you, I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. And you may be curious about this. So this next part of this presentation right now is for you. If you're curious about the Ninja Coaching community, if you're curious about being a part of something like this, because you're invited to join it. Okay. So what is it? Well, what it is, it's a community of people making this renewed commitment to ninja selling because they have a renewed commitment to their life goals, to the things that they want to achieve in their life, to the way they want to serve their clients, to the things they want to do for their friends and family, right? They have certain financial goals, certain to-do goals, travel goals, whatever it is. They have these goals, and so they're saying, you know what? This is a new commitment to ninja selling for me. I've always been committed, but right now, like I'm leveling up that commitment. So that's who's in this community, and these people are making a continually renewed commitment. It's like a flywheel. Like they're just in there, just over and over again, renewing their commitment to this, so that they can have that, right? So they can have the kind of life, have the kind of business that they want. So what's inside the community? Takeaways. Oh my goodness, takeaways. So we have special workshops, trainings. We offer strategies that work. We give a template. We give a tool. There are takeaways like plug and play. I'm going to take this and implement it in my business right away. We have a good time. It's really fun inside of the Ninja Coaching community. It's a blast. I told you about the Real Estate Review Challenge that we're doing this month, and we're doing prizes and drawings. We have a great time. You are inspired to take action in this community. So with things like activity challenges, okay? So we've done 50 live forward and record challenge, real estate review challenge. We're planning a handwritten note challenge, right? So we challenge people to like go take action, go do it. And when you see the other people in the community taking action, you say, well, I'm going to do this too. I want to take action. We also give you templates. We give you examples, like now close to 20 real estate review examples, templates for real estate review cover letters, buyer seller packets, examples of things that work. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel ever. It's there. These are things that are proven out to work. The community, so the Ninja Coaching community, or our online community, what it is, you guys, it's a great great on-ramp for coaching. So a lot of people, for whatever reason, you're not ready for one-on-one coaching yet. That's fine. You're seeing that something down the road. Well, this can be a great on-ramp where you get into the community, you're surrounded by all these people, you have these amazing Ninja Coaching resources, you're in these workshops, in these challenges, on the path, and then maybe down the road, you might choose to have a coach. So it can be a great on-ramp to get into the Ninja Coaching community. Hey, what we know is really tends to be the number one challenge from all the kind of people that we work with. It's overwhelm. People get overwhelmed. Have you ever been overwhelmed by all this? You say, gosh, where do I even start with all this? How will I have the time? So we really work to make things easy. We want to make Ninja easy for you, like easy to follow, easy to implement, showing you what works, giving you examples, breaking things down step by step. So related to that, what we've put together is what we call the TSW toolkit. Okay, so this lives inside of the Ninja Coaching community, the TSW toolkit. Okay, so we have fun with this. So several components related to real estate reviews. So we have the Real Estate Reviews Made Easy workshop. It's an hour-long workshop that I did. It walks you through step by step how to do real estate reviews, what to put inside them, what to say to invite people to receive it, what to say when you follow up. Like it takes all the mystery away, all the overthinking away from real estate reviews. We also have a ton, I mentioned before, tons of real estate review examples and cover letters. So you'll know exactly what to do when it comes to real estate reviews. It can really help you get spurred into action. The 8x8, if you heard the 8x8, sometimes called the 8 in 8, it is a way for you to get business on the books. It's a way for you to all at once be able to add people to your hot list, add people to your warm list. It's how to do 8 touches in 8 weeks. We have a workshop on that. It shows you how to do it. Plus we have examples of other 8x8 processes that really work well. And so that's something else that you get in the toolkit. You get the Price Like a Ninja class with Larry. Larry, he did an hour-long workshop just for the community on pricing. That's recorded, it's in there. So it's the class, but it's also all the tools that go along with it. So just in case you're having challenges right now with sellers that aren't realistic, that are overpriced, listings that are sitting, it can really help with that. And then the last part of the toolkit is we give you a business tracker, the Ninja Coaching business tracker. Very robust business tracker that you can use only parts of it if you want, or you can use the whole thing. But that also includes a really advanced way, yet simple way to track your hot warm list. Okay, so you get the TSW toolkit. You also get, as part of the coaching community, you get our advanced Ninja Coaching business planning. So we do inside the community, we do a 3-part series. It's 3 1 hours. We walk you through a 28-page document. We make it really easy, straightforward to review this year, plan your goal for next year, map out your plan for 2026. A lot of people view this as a really nice supplement on top of the business planning that Larry does. A lot of our coaching members just do this one. Doesn't matter, but this is like an advanced business planning that we offer. We do fun events. So next week, we're doing Autoflow Palooza. Autoflow Palooza is a showcase of flow. We're doing a showcase of flow that works. So we're just grabbing all these amazing email and mail, social media examples that are working for ninjas right now, and we're going to showcase them in Autoflow Palooza. Build a PowerPoint with all these examples, put all the examples in the library, in the community, so you're never wondering what works with Autoflow. You don't have to think about, how do I come up with something from scratch? You can just follow what's working for another ninja. Okay, so that's Autoflow Palooza. That's really our big event that we're doing here coming up soon. So again, it's a community of people making a renewed commitment to ninja selling. You get these takeaways, fun, action, templates. There's the investment. So the investment is $199 a month. Okay, so it's $199 a month. There's no contract. Okay, so you stay as long as you want. We hope you stay for a long time, but you can stay as long as you want. You're not obligated. You stay as long as you're getting a return on that investment. You stay as long as you're finding value. It's $199 a month. Related to that, just think for you, like, what's one transaction? Like, gosh, if I could have one more transaction from things I'm learning here, getting here, what would be the return on that investment? What are you worth per hour? Like, if we could save you some time, and we definitely want to do that, because we're here to increase your income per hour so you can have a life, right? So that's why a lot of people find that the $199 makes so much sense. So again, you get this toolkit, and again, this is for ninjas making a renewed commitment to ninja selling, and really renewed commitment to your business. Okay, here's the deal. To join, you scan this QR code, and I'll show you in a second the page that it takes it to. Also, all of you right now have an email in your inbox. You should have received it back just a few minutes ago. You can go look for it now, or you can look for it later, but you have an email in your inbox that takes you to the same page I'm about to show you. Okay, so you can follow with the QR code, or just follow the link that's in your email. It's going to take you to a page that looks like this. So when you land on a page that looks like this, you're in the right place. Now, this looks like a pretty clean page. It is clean. You'll see some more information at the bottom of the page. When you go to the page, there's like a screenshot of part of the page, but you'll know you're in the right spot when you're on the page that looks like this. So if this sounds like something you want to do, just click on the subscribe, and right away you get the TSW toolkit. We're also, just for fun, we're going to give you that bingo card. You'll get the bingo card. You'll get access to the Autoflow Palooza that we're doing next week. You'll get access to the business planning. You get access to all the resources that are in there. You get access to all the people who are there. It's a thriving group. It's really, really fun. So that's how that works. Now, some of you, and I love this, some of you are asking about one-on-one coaching. So what's great about one-on-one coaching, all of our one-on-one coaching clients, they get all this stuff too, on top of having time with their coach. So they get time with their coach, plus they get all the things in the community. And what you want to do if you're interested in coaching, one-on-one coaching, is it's really easy. You're going to go to the website, ninjaselling.com website, and you'll see a get started form. Just fill out that form, and then we'll send you information on coaching, on one-on-one coaching. The investment for coaching one-on-one is $750 a month. So one-on-one coaching is $750 a month, and the community is included in that. So it's not $750 plus $199. So there's really two ways to engage with Ninja Coaching. If you want to go the on-ramp and in the community, it's $199 a month. If you want to have a one-on-one coach and get all the things in the community, it's $750 a month. Neither one has a contract. Both you stay as long as you want. Okay, amazing. Yeah, we also have, thank you for bringing that up. Someone brought it up in the chat. If you're a community member, you can also have drop-in coaching. It's kind of fun. So lots of benefits to the community. Okay, how we doing? Yeah, thanks. I mean, lots of the one-on-one coaching is 2 hours a month. When you have a one-on-one coach, you have 2 hours a month. Most of our clients choose to have an hour every other week. Some like a half hour every week. It's really between you and your coach. This great question, Thomas. This TSW toolkit is for the Ninja coaching community. So it's not tied to the installation. You get lots of other resources with the installation. But this TSW toolkit, it lives inside of our online community. And by the way, we find times to interact live too. We do live meetups, and so we make it super interactive in the community. Yeah, Ninja 90 is our boot camp, right? It's like our group coaching boot camp, only lasts for 90 days. And that's group coaching. The community is a community, right? You're there with people interacting, following challenges, doing these activities, getting resources. So it's more like someone choosing to be a ninja, right? I'm becoming ninja. So if I'm becoming ninja, I want to be in this community surrounded by a bunch of other ninjas. All the workshops in the community. I love all these questions, by the way, in the chat. By the way, I know we just hit the top of the hour. I'll keep going to answer these questions. Yeah, everything's recorded. So if you can't join anything live, like Autoflow Palooza, everything is recorded, put in the library, really easy to see. We also include Focus First in the community subscription. I'm seeing questions about that. Yes, Focus First is included. Ninja U is included. If you're saying, well, wait a minute, I'm already a subscriber. Great, we give you a prorated refund. So Focus First is one of our great partners. We've worked out with them. People that choose to opt into the community and be a part of that, they get a prorated refund from Focus First, and now your Focus First is included in the community. Let's see. You're starting. Someone's starting Ninja 90 on Monday. Awesome. No, this is separate from Ninja 90. Ninja 90 is incredible. It's our 90-day boot camp. It's like a group coaching, 40 people at a time. You're like marching through an agenda, which is terrific, really valuable. This is just like an ongoing place where you just join. You join the community, join this membership, and you're in. So that's how it's different from Ninja 90. A lot of people in Ninja 90. I love that. What other questions do you have? What you want to do is get signed up. Go ahead and get signed up. Come on in. Like, we would love to have you in the community. It's a good time. I saw some people commenting who are a part of the community. Ninja 90 is $600, $599, Rebecca. Information about that on the website. That's our 90-day boot camp. Yeah, the bingo card is it lives inside of the coaching community, is where that is. Is there any benefit of being part of the Ninja U? Ninja U is our online video library, and that's where we keep like all of our training videos, a ton of training videos live there. The community members get a free subscription to Ninja U. So yeah, awesome. Who was that? Someone just put a really nice offer. Oh, Georgia. Georgia put an amazing, Georgia's offering, if people have questions about coaching, they can call her. Georgia, you're incredible. Georgia's an amazing ninja in Florida. Incredible. You don't have to do the installation before joining the community. It can be a great way for you to get introduced to Ninja, kind of find out what it's all about, then do the installation. What else? What else? I'm looking down at the questions. What you're encouraged to do is join. And I see, I just glanced at my phone. I get like automated notifications when people join. We're having a lot of people join right now. So that's amazing. Yeah, Eric, great question. Are the goodies, the real estate reviews, et cetera, updated monthly, more than monthly? I mean, we're making updates to that all the time. I was in there this morning putting new stuff in there. We've added, just the last couple of weeks, I think like 5 new real estate review examples. And just wait till after Autoflow Palooza. My goodness, we're going to have so many new goodies in there. All these, like, I'm getting sent so many amazing things from other ninjas, from ninja coaching community members. Yeah, Autoflow Palooza is going to give us some lots of great examples. Yeah, we can definitely get you. We can connect you with a coach. They're a great question to help you with all the resources. What I'll tell you is that yes, that is available to you, absolutely. And we really work to make it simple, straightforward, not confusing in terms of using the resources. You can do that pretty simply, but yes, we can help you with that. What other questions? Thanks for staying on a little bit longer. I appreciate that. Anything else you guys want to ask? Super fun. Let's see, just to feel like, so I just had who has joined? So now it just disappeared from my phone. I saw Elizabeth joined, several other people. Thank you. I'm looking at my phone right now. This is so rude. Joy joined. Others are joining. It's really fun. It's really great. Someone's asking, what's our view on cold calling? We like relationships better than cold calling. Cold calling is tough. It's exhausting. It's not fulfilling. It can be draining. So we like relationships better. Yeah, in the community, we do several live meetings a month, several live, and we always record those. We do, for instance, we do the second Monday of the month, we do a webinar called How's the Market, where we look at market stats. We go through like the new FHFA reports, the new Case-Shiller reports. We look at what's happening in certain markets. We look at what's happening with interest rates so that you can speak really intelligently and confidently with your clients. Okay. Yeah, Georgia says, don't forget about the happy hours. We do virtual happy hours and virtual meetups. We have one coming up in December. We're going to do a fun end of the year holiday meetup. There's a lot there, right? There's a lot. Yes, it's in, yeah, the How's the Market webinar workshop. Thomas it's part of the community. So when you're in the community, when you're part of that, you get access to that webinar. So webinars like that, webinars like Autoflow Palooza, webinars like the Real Estate Review Challenge, webinars like business planning. Yeah, it's the Ninja Library, Ninja U. So there, if you go to our website and look at resources, you'll see part of Ninja U is complimentary. There are quite a few videos that are complimentary, and then there are quite a few more that are paid, that require a subscription. Again, when you join the community, you get that for free. You get Ninja U for free, but there are some free videos on Ninja U. Noreen, really good. I love all these questions. Okay, everyone, go ahead and join because it'd be really fun to see you in there. And I thank you so much for being here today, my friends. Thank you so much. Hopefully you got some takeaways. And yeah, so we'll put this live stream up on Ninja U, by the way. So there was a question about the recording. We'll put the recording up on Ninja U, so you can find it there. It should be up tomorrow. Okay, thanks everyone. You guys are fantastic. Yeah, terrific. I'm just being quiet because I'm looking at the chat, and all of you are great. Thank you, and we will see you really soon. You guys take care. Goodbye.